Hi, I'm Carolyn.
And I'm Stephanie.
As speech therapists, we regularly work with patients with swallowing difficulties, also known as dysphagia. Food modifications is one of the things we do to ensure that patients swallow safely.
NUH is adopting the International Dysphagia Diet Standardization Initiative, ITSI for short. It's a framework that provides a standardized terminology worldwide to describe food textures and drink thickness.
We work closely with the dietitian in kitchen to ensure that food follows the ITSI framework and is nutritious for our patients. Did you know that NUH produces food for over 900 patients every meal, of which 40% are modified diet?
I didn't know that. That's a lot of meals every day. Later in the video, we'll be having a very special guest, one of our dietitians with us, to share more about food preparation. So do stay tuned for that. Let's move on to sharing more about ITSI.
NUH serves 4 types of diets that follow the ITSI framework: regular, soft and bite-sized, minced and moist, and puree. Let's look at 3 of our modified diets. This is the soft and bite-sized diet. We may recommend it for patients who have some difficulty chewing and also biting off pieces of food. Food is soft, tender, and no bigger than the width of the fork, which is 1.5 by 1.5 cm. This prevents choking. We check that food is soft enough using the fork pressure test, where we press the food down and see that it is completely squashed and does not regain its shape.
Moving on to our minced and moist diet. We sometimes recommend this diet for patients with minimal chewing abilities who are still able to collect the food and bring it to the back of the mouth for swallowing. Food is soft, moist, and easily mashable using the fork pressure test. Food pieces are no bigger than the gap between fork prongs, which is 4 mm by 15 mm, and it can be scooped onto the fork with no liquid dripping off. Using the spoon tilt test, we see that the diet holds its shape on the spoon and falls off fairly easily when tilted.
Lastly, our pureed diet. It is smooth with no lumps. We may recommend this diet for those who are unable to chew or have weak tongue, mouth, or throat muscles, making it difficult to swallow regular food. We use the fork drip and spoon tilt test to check the consistency. We can see that the liquid does not drip through the fork continuously. It also holds its shape on the spoon and slips off without sticking when tilted.
Now, some of us may have questions related to the nutrition and preparation of modified diets. We have invited our dietitian Janelle here with us to share with us a little bit more about this.
Thank you for taking your time to join us, Janelle. Can you share with us why nutrition is such an important focus for modified diet?
Certainly. Individuals with swallowing difficulties may require modified textures. During the modification process, we may add liquids to blend foods, which can result in some loss of calorie and nutritional content. They may also require more time to eat, and may not eat adequately to meet their nutritional needs. Depending on the medical conditions, symptoms such as nausea and reduced appetite may affect their intake as well.
Do you have any tips on how to prepare modified foods?
We can use slow, low heat and moist cooking methods to ensure that the food is soft and moist.
Meats in particular can be tricky to soften. Do you have any tips on that?
Before cooking, we can use tenderizers such as fruit juice marinades. We can also lightly pound the meat, poke tiny holes or make shallow cuts to soften the meat. After cooking, cutting against the grains can help break down the meat fibers as well.
Are there any food alternatives to shorten the food modification process?
Yes, we can choose ingredients that are naturally softer and moist after cooking. Using ingredients already prepared in smaller pieces can also help simplify the modification process.
That's really helpful. Are there any methods to improve the taste of modified food?
Yes, we can marinate the ingredients and use a variety of herbs and spices. We can also use some of these ingredients instead of water when cooking and blending.
These are really helpful tips. Also, improving the appearance and presentation can make modified foods more appetizing.
That's right, we can try to incorporate ingredients of different colors and shapes. Plate them separately instead of mixing everything together. Even telling the person what they're eating can help too.
We can use a piping bag, food molds of different shapes, or add a sauce or gravy to elevate the dish. Choosing plates, bowls, and sauces of different sizes and colors can also make food look more appealing.
Thank you for joining us, Janelle. We hope this video has been helpful for you.
If you have any further questions, please do approach any of our speech therapists or our dietitians.
Thank you and see you